Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rainy Day Discussion number 8, Genesis Loop. Now, in the last video, I asked if this thing could proc bans. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. This item can proc bans on a 6,000% base damage. That is double, I believe, a Royal Capacitor. That is... Genesis Loop's kind of insane. So Genesis Loop can crit, it can proc bans, and it benefits greatly from Crowbar. So when you put all those together, it does about half to Mithrix. Look at this Rex Slip. Like, what? Why does this do so much damage? And it turns out with 8, you can one-shot him on the 3rd phase. Like, excuse me? This item's awesome. So a big thing about why people don't like this item is that you have to fall below 25% health, which is kind of scary. Because usually when you fall below that kind of health gate, the kind of health value, you die anyway. So you kind of die before the ban goes off. But what I found out works really well is jumping into a mushroom pool. Same thing with Razor Wire. You take damage on purpose to activate it. So you'd like do something like jump into a mushroom pool. I couldn't find the clip, but during a 6mm run a few days ago, I was playing Engineer, and I jumped into a mushroom pool to kill a horde of many overloading Greater Wisps. And it worked really well, and it actually saved that run. If I didn't have Genesis Loop, I would have lost that run. Definitely. But yeah, Genesis Loop is kind of awesome for that. It's really good on characters like Engineer, Rex. It could be alright on everyone else. On multi, it could work because you have such a huge health pool, so losing a little bit isn't that big of a deal. With Transcendence, you'll have like a bunch of health by the time you complete a 6mm run. So you can kind of use that health pool to do damage, which is why I love Razor Wire so much, because HP is a resource. And you only need 1 hit point to win the game. That's it. You just need one or more. So why not use that HP to do damage, to win the game? And again, that's another one of these big learning curves when playing Risk of Rain 2, is using your HP as a resource rather than coveting it and being really safe. If you know you can take a hit and activate Razor Wire or Genesis Loop, go ahead and take that hit. Because you'll get damage out of it. Especially 6,000 base damage. Like, excuse me? So Jax Phillips on YouTube actually had a really good idea for buffing Genesis Loop, and I completely agree with this. Make it, instead of stacking with the recharge time, make it stack with the health threshold and the damage dealt. Because then it's a lot easier to proc, and you're getting more out of it. And the item will stay balanced because of the every 30 seconds thing. Because of the cooldown. And it definitely won't be as good as Shatter Spleen, so... That's kind of the thing with balancing items. I talked about this a little bit earlier in a different Rainy Day discussion, but as long as you don't make it the best item in the tier, it's fine. Like, in most runs, I'll be happy to have a Shatter... Depending on character, of course. I'd be happier to have a Shatter Spleen than a Genesis Loop, even if it did act like this. I also would like to shout out a comment by Henry Davenport, or Devonport. I don't understand how to say that name. But he told me that brevity is the... they told me that brevity is the key to speaking. And I need to make the videos a little bit shorter if I don't have much to talk about, which in the Genesis Loop video, I don't have much to talk about. So, like, they talked about how it's easier to commit to a 7-minute video than a 20-minute video, where most of it is just me repeating myself. But yeah, just in conclusion, Loop can proc bans, it can crit, it does a lot of damage. And just use your HP as a resource instead of being afraid to lose it. Because sometimes getting hit can help a lot. Especially when there's things like Stealth Kit, Razor Wire, just things like that. Med Kit, Nuka-Hanas can be a good example of getting hit to use your health as a resource. So just keep that in mind when you're playing Risk of Rain 2. Also, important thing, now that I've done an item in every tier, I plan on doing a Survivor video next. And the first character I'm going to do, since they got a lot of big changes in 1.0, is Multi. It's still so weird that he has a saw out when you first click him. That's just so weird. But I want to... If you know any good multiplayers, let me know, and I would love to talk to them. I already have one lined up for an interview. But I just want to talk to people who know a lot about the character or have done a lot of runs with them, are just very good with the character. Because I don't play multi very often. But I would like to make a video on him because he got a lot of changes with 1.0, and he's a very interesting character. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about that, what y'all think of multi in general, what do you think he needs in terms of buffs, or do you think he's fine? I think he'd be a really cool video to do on. I think he'd be a really cool character to talk about. Now, I do want to say this video is going to take a lot more time than the item ones, so it might be a few days, it might even be a week before I post again. But the multi video is coming, and it's going to be pretty big. It's going to be pretty awesome. So yeah, that's going to be it. That's going to be it for me about Genesis Loop. I like the item. I think it could use a little bit of buff, but I think it's fine just the way it is. If it stays this way for the entirety of the rest of the game's lifespan, I'm completely fine with it. Because the item just does a lot of damage. So yeah, I've been Shaku Tossa. This has been Rainy Day discussion number 8. And have a good day.